Hello, this is Chad Middleton from Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting here in Columbia, South Carolina, where we provide vocational evaluations. The vocational evaluations we provide can help determine if you're totally disabled due to your disabilities. And we provide this service for veterans and eligible uh, individuals that are considering Social Security disability, the evidence that they need to help support their claim. And I wanted to do a short video on how things are changing with the VA. A couple of years ago, you were 70% disabled. The VA will go into great extent describing the specifiers that made you eligible for the 70% disability. The specifiers come from your DBQ, say for instance, for mental health. And the DBQ examiner asks you questions, and based on these questions and these specifiers like anxiety, depressed mood, inability to work in stressful work environments, suicidal ideation. It has multiple specifiers for 70% disability. So before, let's say a couple of years ago, the VA would check as many boxes as they feel would apply to your situation. And what I'm noticing now is that the VA is not providing as many specifiers. You're still getting the 70%, but they're not indicating in your award letter, neither in the DBQ, the specifiers that warrant the 70%. This is important because if the VA feels that your condition is not severe enough to affect work, then of course they can deny you TDIU benefits. Okay? As an examiner, vocational evaluator, I need to know what your limitations are. And your limitations determine what jobs you can and cannot perform. If you have a back condition and you're limited of lifting up to 20 pounds, I know you won't be able to perform a job as a mechanic because a mechanic, automobile mechanic, has to lift up to 50 pounds, do a lot of bending, squatting, stooping, heavy lifting and such. So I can immediately eliminate that job. So what the VA is doing now is they are lessening the specifiers for your disability. And I wanted to bring that to the attention of my veterans and our audience because that's important, which means you're going to have additional records or some type of information from a treating physician or a mental health provider to actually warrant checking that box. Okay, before the VA will give it to you in an examination, but now they're not giving it to you. Okay, and if they don't give it to you, it's your responsibility, veteran, to make sure you have treatment and records to support irritability, stress, to report depressed mood, to report some of the other specifiers used for 70% disability. All right. Now, as an evaluator, I can go in and specify how these limitations result in your inability to work. Okay, I'm hoping this makes sense. I'm talking in vocational terms, using medical terminology and such, but I look at a lot of medical documentation, look at a lot of DBQs. And for instance, as a side note, guys, go ahead and request your DBQs, please. I need it. All right. I need your DBQs. I don't care if the VA is saying it's going to take 6 months. Request your DBQs. All right. So by the time you come to see me, you have a DBQ. I can look at the DBQ and I can look at the award letter and I can look at your limitations. Okay. As an examiner, I need limitations. limitations affect your abilities to do certain jobs. If you don't have limitations, you're free to do any job that you can do. Okay? And I'm looking only at service-connected conditions. So if you have a back condition that's not service-connected, but you have a mental health service-connected conditions, physically, in the eyes of the VA, you can do anything. Let me say that again. If you only have mental health limitations or mental health service-connected disabilities, all right? You have maybe ringing in the ears, tinnitus, you have 70% for PTSD, you have sleep apnea, okay? You have those conditions, but you have a back condition. Let's say you had surgery on your back and you're now in a wheelchair using a cane, but it's non-service connected. When you come to me for an evaluation, I'm not mentioning your back condition because in the eyes of the VA, physically, you can do anything. You can do any job. And if we state in our report, you're limited from performing heavy lifting and you can't stand for long periods and you're walking with the cane, the VA will throw out the report. Okay? It's not relevant because this veteran is not working because of his non-service connected disability, not because of his service connected disability. So guys, I appreciate you telling me about your non-service connected conditions. I appreciate you telling me about your migraines that's not service connected yet. I appreciate you telling me about a pending claim for something else. But when it comes to you talking to me and doing an evaluation, I take a snapshot of who you are today, and I use this vocational profile to look at all jobs as they are listed in the national economy. Okay, I'm a vocational expert, and as an expert, I must be aware of the various jobs that exist to determine whether or not you have the skills, the abilities, the potential of performing any job. All right, hope that makes sense. Just want to drop a little something out there. I didn't intend for this video, none of my videos to last as long. But when I start talking about vocational terms and I start talking about the evaluation process, I'm starting to notice, especially by my veterans that check out my channel, that you pick up what I'm putting down and you're understanding how this works. So please, if you're considering a vocational evaluation, go ahead and start collecting your award letters, get your DBQs. If you want to get buddy statements, if you want to get your resume and start tightening it up, any medical documentation that you can provide me, go ahead and start collecting that information. So by the time that you have a consultation with me, next phase will be an assessment. You send your stuff over right away, and I'm able to put that in the queue and start reviewing the medical documentation and your award letters and things like that. Okay? So thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for being one of the illustrious members of the United States military. I appreciate what you've done, the sacrifices you made, and I pray that this service helps you get your TDIU benefits. God bless you. Have a great day.